or a workout plan or something like that, where you see a cold ad, it's very easy for someone to purchase something for $100, $200 and not really think about it too much. When you're using online ads to then sell high ticket things, a full implant case that could be tens of thousands, or even just all of these high treatment plans that your clinics are focusing on, how are you able to take a cold ad to someone that you don't even know if they want to be a patient, you don't even know if they have issues in their mouth, to then end up a patient sitting in the seat willing to pay thousands or tens of thousands of pounds?
First of all, you answer the phone when somebody calls, which sounds silly, but you'll be shocked at the number of clinics that you can call tomorrow with an inquiry about implants, for example, or a smile makeover case, and they won't even answer the phone. So the first answer to your question is doing the basics and doing them well. Second of all, it's by creating a smart funnel to nurture somebody through a sequence of content, whether it be video, whether it be email content, whether it be images, to get them warmed up as a lead, and then ensure that when they do inquire, you have somebody trained in sales to contact that person and knows exactly what to say and when to say it to maximize the chance of them getting booked in. But what about at that point where you do call the person, you're speaking to them, and they say they don't want to pay the consultation fee, for example? How are you taking a step down without losing that lead? Can you offer a free video consultation and tell that person that we understand fully that you're not ready to pay your consultation fee? However, we have special provisions set aside for people like yourself that aren't ready to commit to that consultation fee. We can do an e-consultation, which is completely free of charge to yourself with no obligations, and we can find out more about your case and give you some kind of indication on pricing. So it's all about not just a sales funnel, but a detailed sales process from start all the way to the end, whilst looking at all different potential outcomes and having a solution for each of them to maximize your chance of success.
So what I've understood from that is usually if a patient calls up the clinic and then there's a consultation fee, the receptionist sitting there will be like, okay, well, that's the only option, pay, don't pay in your choice, and it's kind of end of a patient that could have paid a lot of money.
Exactly.
So you've recognized that there's bottlenecks or drop-off points in your funnel, and then therefore there are objections, and then you've got things to manage these objections.
At every possible part of the funnel.
And when it comes to the word sales and having a sales team, because I don't think many clinics or any clinics are incorporating that. It's more in the dentist's hand, or maybe even worse in the receptionist's hands, who are not fully qualified to know clinically what to do. So if it's in the dentist's hands, I guess that's a better situation. But you've actually said it's not in the dentist's hands, it's not in the nurse or receptionist, it's the team itself. Why was that a decision to outsource that and make it a specialized employee or someone in your team that focuses just on that task?
So with regards to the inquiry, it's the responsibility of a team that we have called the marketeer team, which are salespeople. It's their responsibility to get the patient booked into the clinician's diary, but then it's the dentist's responsibility to get that patient moving forward with the treatment, whereas what most clinics do is use treatment coordinators, which is way less of a effective model to operate. So we put the onus on the dentist to convert patients for two simple reasons. First of all, when it's the patient's perspective, who will they move forward with in terms of their treatment and committing financially? It will be the person who they trust the most in their eyes and is the most credible in that scenario, which is the dentist. But second of all, who is most likely to be incentivized to get the patient moving forward and handling any objections? It's the person who has the most financial commitment in the situation, which is the dentist. So we identified those two things, we put that model in place, and it works beautifully. So that's why we do it. And just circling back to your previous question, Wakar, about the paid ads and converting it, because you're right, you don't just want to pay for traffic for them to leave your landing page or website. You want that traffic to not even convert on that first visit. I mean, it's great if they do, but most likely if it's cold traffic, they're not going to convert from one click. They need nurturing. But you also have to identify the stages of the buying cycle. Now, not every customer is the same. And what we found is people that are looking on Google have a lot higher intent, so they're further down the buying line than people on maybe TikTok or Facebook who are just browsing. So you need to create different content for different types of customer, and that's what we identified earlier on. A lot of the stuff on Instagram, the content of the smile makeovers, it's just entertaining our audience. And one day, maybe when they get married 2 years down the line or 3 years, we've had people that have said to us, I've been following you for the last 3 years and I finally booked in. So playing the long game with a lot of customers, but then being there open to the people that are wanting to book in straight away. So you need to be able to cater for both ends of the spectrum. And as the market matures as well, you do need different methods to create brand awareness. We are, I would say, the first, or definitely one of the first in the UK to launch big scale billboard campaigns for brand awareness. We combine that with paid ads, and organic socials to create more patients in that marketplace.
It's just an omnipresence. that you
Omnipresence.
can't
We're
miss,
talking about £80,000 campaigns that not even these big corporates, the My Dentist that have got 600 clinics, they wouldn't even consider paying that on a billboard campaign. And you would never hear about an independent chain doing that kind of advertising. And that's because we think big, we understand that awareness will pay back dividends in the long term. If it was just about short-term gain for us, we would not be spending that on a billboard campaign. We understand that customer that sees that billboard might be your customer in 3 years' time.
Yeah. And I like the idea actually, because I saw somebody say this. It's a case of when you get a billboard and you just have the billboard,